So PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 graphics upgrade, PlayStation 3 on PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility, and a leak has been confirmed by Sony. Those are the stories we're going to cover today, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, do you have a PlayStation 5 Pro or not? We're going to be talking about the console and the potential benefits it could bring to classic titles, but before that, has the audience grown here for the PlayStation 5 Pro? So comment below yes or no if you have a PlayStation 5 Pro or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, a leak has been confirmed by Sony. Reading from Video Gamer, Sony and PlayStation are officially reducing the price of the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 5 Pro, and other associated items. After raising the price in April, the company is reducing the cost of its consoles slightly across Europe and the United States. Just as renowned leaker Bill Kuhn explained, PlayStation consoles, peripherals, and bundles are seeing a not insignificant price decrease for the summer. However, this discount only applies from May 28th to June 11th, not eliminating the blanket price increases across the board. So this is stuff we kind of went over on Monday when covering the original leak from Bill Kuhn. The PlayStation 5 Pro is $50 off. The PlayStation VR 2 is $50 off. The PlayStation 5 Slim digital and disc versions of the console are $100 off. PlayStation Plus gets a 33% discount if it's a new or upgraded purchase. And obviously there are a lot of discounts on games as well. One of them I'm currently looking at right now is Alien Rogue Incursion, which is 50% off right now. So that's something I'm going to be picking up finally. I just have too many games to play currently, but it's so hard to avoid a good sale and just add that game to your catalog. And hopefully you remember to play it. That's what I'm hoping. I remember to play this. Again, seeing PlayStation hardware get discounted versus increasing like we've seen recently with Xbox is great to see. And hopefully this paints a maybe potentially decent picture for the launch of the PlayStation 6 when that comes around and it's not so insanely priced. Of course, we're going to have to wait and see on that. Anything can change. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. Now, diving into the second story of the video, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 graphics upgrade on PlayStation 5 Pro. Reading from Comic Book, according to a new report, PlayStation is working on major updates to the PlayStation 5 Pro, including an improvement that should go a long way in upgrading the experience of playing PlayStation 3, 2, 1, and PSP games on the console. The report comes the way of Moore's Law is Dead, a fairly reliable source when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Pro specifically, having provided accurate PlayStation 5 Pro information in the past before it was revealed. Right now, in its current form, PSSR on PlayStation 5 Pro requires a base resolution of 864p, which means it doesn't work with games that have a base resolution of 720p or lower, which is many classic PS3, PS2, PS1, and PSP games. Now, these games are upscaled on PlayStation 5 Pro using more traditional methods, but not via PSSR, which is the superior method. All of that said, according to the aforementioned source, Sony is preparing an update to the PlayStation 5 Pro PSSR that will allow it to upscale these lower resolution games, which in turn means PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, PS1, and PSP games will look and run better on PlayStation 5 Pro, at least in theory. So I've seen this cycle around the internet multiple times now, but this is just speculation by this site, while referencing a report from Moore's Law is Dead, which talks about reduced resolution upscaling, and the site is speculating off of that. So since Moore's Law is Dead mentioned that Sony is trying to upscale from lower resolutions than 864p, which of course is what these classic games run at, 540p, lower than 720p. That's their native original resolutions. They're theorizing that this could be used on that. The problem here is that PSSR has been implemented on a game-by-game basis, not something running across the board. Otherwise, you just see a switch on the PlayStation 5 Pro and boom, every game has PSSR enabled, but obviously that's not the case. Similar to FSR or DLSS, these are implemented on a game-by-game game basis. So I guess what they're hoping for here is that Sony injects PSSR into their emulators, and this would help with performance and resolution. Of course, we're going to have to see on that part because this is just a guess. This is just a theory. It's not an actual report or a leak from Moore's Law is Dead. He didn't reference any type of injection into emulation or something like that. So this is just a theory. I just want to point that out there. But hopefully, Sony maybe finds a way to inject PSSR into their emulators and we see the benefits of that. But you guys let me know if you like to play classic titles on PlayStation 5 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, PS3 on PS5 Backwards Compatibility Update. So this is something I haven't talked about in a long while, but we could have potential updates here. We covered PS3 emulation on PS5 from various people in the past, and one of them has been Rithian over on Twitter. I will say some of the stuff he stated on this topic in the past haven't made sense, and some stuff has made sense. I just want to cover two of the latest things he's stated. I'll read them back to back, and then we'll discuss it here. Here's what he states. Sources: Sony's PS3 emulator on PS5 is coming along. Roughly 15 games now work. 2 of those so far are able to render above native resolution / frame rates. Now targeting 2026, emulator will be available on PS6 via backwards compatibility. That's the first part. Here's the second. Sources: PS3 backwards compatibility is almost done. Will be announced by year's end. PS5 and PS5 Pro only. No PS4 or PS4 Pro support at all. 3 games at launch. No, I don't know the lineup, and roughly 15 throughout 2026. Game adoption is extremely slow. Multi-emulator path is gone. So for the multi-emulator aspect, he states that Sony was going to have multiple emulators they'd use to run different games because some emulators worked best with some games while other emulators worked better with other games. But it seems that Sony managed to have one having the best compatibility, I guess, which is good, obviously. So I'm not sure if I'm reading this incorrectly, this part of it, but he states it'll be announced by year's end, but it's targeting 2026. So is Sony just going to announce this is coming later this year and then launch it in 2026? Is that's what I'm getting from this? I would hope that's January 2026 for launch if they're going to announce it later this year. But of course, we're going to have to see how that actually plays out. For the 2026 launch on PlayStation 5 and PS5 Pro only, this is something that I've guessed for a while now. People who follow the channel know that I've had a theory for a while, ever since we heard from Sony that they had 50% of players on PS4. My theory was, is Sony waiting to release PS3 emulation when more people shift over to PlayStation 5? Then when we heard Sony is dropping PlayStation 4 support on PlayStation Plus in 2026, my theory was, is 2026 the time they're going to release it on PlayStation 5 only, which obviously includes PlayStation 5 Pro, no PS4. I don't have as much hope for these games to run better, much better on PS5, but let's see. It would be amazing to see something like Killzone 2 run at 4K 60 on PlayStation 5, but that's probably not happening outside of a remaster. I hope I'm wrong on that. Regardless, being able to play a lot of these classic titles natively on PlayStation 5 will be great. But you guys let me know if you're still excited about PS3 games on PS5 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. As it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "Give me the classics." Obviously, this is in reference to PlayStation 3 titles coming to PlayStation 5. If you're excited about that possibility, destroy the comment section with "Give me the classics." And I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.
Transition into a digital future wasn't enough. PlayStation 3 also brought with it a new way to play with the Move controller.